All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Just making sure that everything's all good here. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the temps, and I can kind of explain things as I go. Uh, I'm actually going to start with just a practice run here. Yeah, so basically for Mace Race, you want to be in the air the least amount possible as you can realistically. That's the goal. And the first one is unavoidable. Second one is also unavoidable. This one, you can do a little trick like this, and I use this throughout the run. This one's the easiest because it's easy to get the timing. You just basically need to hit it right before you are fully landed. Basically, as long as you have the ability to be up 2 blocks from where you're trying to land the hit, you're good to do this. So, and I've just gotten pretty good at the timing. This one is easy. And in fact, you can skip one, which I do. Here you can come all the way to the end. In the record, what I need to do, this is probably the hardest part of the run. But you need to go directly into it. And what happens a lot of the time is you get, even though you land the hit, you're considered climbing and not falling when you touch the slider block. And that's often enough. If you get it clean enough, you can go directly into it. Here, this is what I like to call the great equalizer. It shows whether you have, the timing down or not. And something that I don't do in the record, but I really should be practicing, is to run off this. I think that's technically faster, because you can then chain from there. Now, this is a slightly precise. You need to be I'm just forgetting to swing, which is great because I'm talking, but so it's that. And then that is another, like, one of those timing things. Doesn't look like it, but now here, I've learned recently that this is faster to just run all the way down, and you can go just like that. Now here, this is what I use in world record. You can get up here, and you can get up here. But you have to do it when you're near the apex of your jump here, or else you won't get enough height. And here you just maneuver your way over as you're wind bursting up. So in essence, a full run. And something that I learned recently is toggle sprint is pretty much necessary in this, and I need to remember to not untoggle my sprint. But basically, sometimes during your run you can lose sprint, and this, with toggle sprint, it'll automatically just get you resprinting. It's like a must. That easily was the thing that saved me a lot of time. But yeah. Oh, you can do it in two. That could save time if you get that really clean. Yeah, and the jumps have to be, like, they're not the most precise, but you do have to be careful. And then here you want to avoid landing if you can. That provides the cleanest runs. Alright, well, I think I got some good warm-up going. So we're gonna try and do this. Just making sure everything's going good here with the live stream. Alright. Sorry about that. Doing a different setup here. So alright, here we go. Let's get into some attempts. Not the most clean, but I lost sprint there. That's a bummer. So when I'm going to reset, of course I gotta reset the thing, so I just go in spectator, land up here, and then come back down here, and by the time I do that, it's ready. A little bit obnoxious, but it works. That will always... Nope, that was early. I could tell. Yeah, most runs die at that hit in the middle because that's pretty precise. Yeah, that's unfortunate. What I need to do is add like a button so I can just press it down here and not have to worry about it, but that time I just missed the armor stand. Jumped way too early there. I haven't done that mistake in a while. That's hilarious. Alright, let's get into it. Next round. I wonder if you're clean enough, if there's a way to just drop directly in the hole rather than land first. That would be cool. Yeah, if you miss this, it's over. Like, there's nothing you can do to recover because that's so much time loss. The Great Equalizer claims another. I'm kind of impatient, aren't I? That's okay. You know, I just thought of something. I'll do it on the next run. Or I'll do it after this run. But I think I thought of a faster strat in the beginning. The great equalizer. Okay, I need to test this. Because one of the biggest things is right here. Right? Theoretically. Couldn't you? Oh, that is. Alright, I'm gonna try with low tick rate. This will make attempting this trick easier. Alright, well, yeah, no, it's not even close to possible. I was thinking maybe, like, if you could, like, quickly, like, get a hit here. Uh, like, but no. It'd be better if you could get this hit, but that's it's not happening. Wait, how reasonable is that? If you run off, you're never gonna get it. Wait, if you chain the tricks together, okay, failing. Oh, you just have to sidestep? Wait. Oh, because the fall damage slows you down a bit. You can maybe. That is wild tech. That is wild. Okay. I guess we can brainstorm a bit. Is there any way we can do a similar kind of thing with this armor stand? I know it's adding more. Well, first, can you reach this? Yes. Second question. Can I reach it with the timings? Alright, let's slow this down. Here, I think I want a higher tick rate, just Because we're about here. Oh, I think it's just barely not possible. That is either the most precise thing I've ever seen, or yeah, that's just barely not possible. Yeah, that was too low. Wait, it still is 3, so it's literally worthless. Even yeah, it's unfortunate. It's basically doing the equivalent of that, not making it into. This at least lets you go straight into the hole, which is technically faster. Now there's probably some tech here. Which is even harder, but probably saves about a second and a half, if I had to guess. No, because you don't fall. You fall because you're not falling enough at that point. Because you're basically landing up here, and like you're lucky if you even have a chance to in here. So yeah, because you need to be further over. You basically need to line up. Like I have lowered the tick rate to make this more feasible, and even then, like sure you might be able to hit it, but like and it's the same thing up here. Like these are all like similar heights so that you can't go from one to the other. Those are very like yeah. Okay. The great equalizer wasn't working because I yeah. There any way, any world in which I can get on top of there? The answer is no, but maybe no, because this barrier's in the way. Like you're not even if you somehow like Like, yeah, maybe that's... I mean, I think that's... Because basically what that means is you need precise timing, and you need precise, like, positioning. Why am I not getting that height? Alright. So let's recap what we learned today. The opening bit is the same. Just a standard. Just a standard. Mace up here. Here we sidestep. Here, there's technically tech here, which might make it slightly faster, but it's so difficult that it's not really feasible. We got no change here. Right here, run all the way to the end, but instead of going from armor stand to armor stand, we go up here, and we hit that right away. We hit that right away. And then we get that hit, and then we're home free. Okay. I want to practice some of these tricks real time, and then we'll get into runs. So, beginning trick. This is harder than it looks because of that barrier. Maybe it'd be better to hit this one. No, it's... I need as little sideways movement as possible. And then I guess it is possible to double hit to get up. So rather than nailing it first try, you can and it should still save time in the long run. Alright, let's get new attempts. Let's try these new strats. I didn't think I could come up with any, honestly, but now that I've like been speaking to an audience of 0, like, you know, and of course, you know, what good is them if you can't even make it to the first new trick. Alright. Actual first attempt. I hit my toggle sprint key because I'm supposed to not hit my toggle sprint key. Let me just change my sprint to something like that. Now I have no way of messing it up. Let's go get this reset. Just need to piece that all together. That is the most times I've messed that up. Like back to back, pretty much. It's fine. I'd rather mess up here than... Nope. I forgot the whole point. I'm trying out these new tricks. How much time do they realistically save? Probably about a second and a half each. I mean, a sub 45 seems reasonable now. Yeah, you see, now this is more difficult now that we're doing this. Because it's like the strafing tech is nice, but it's not consistent. Like, it's good, but I don't know, like it's not 100% consistent because it all depends on the timing, everything. But it is nice. All right, let's get up there. You know, I love how it was like, we're going to use the same world record strats and we're just going to clean it up. And then I immediately was like, you know what, let's actually try some, let's brainstorm some new ideas. As if that's the only way I know how to save time because I can't be clean. I can, it takes a lot of attempts. I'm so used to doing the normal way though that I just need to be focused. Let me try focusing up for a run. Thing is I don't know how fast that was. I mean, that definitely wasn't record because I failed a few things. But let's. I mean, yeah, like that was a pretty good run. Try another focused run here after that one. I forgot the tech. I forgot that I'm not supposed to hit there. I love how most speedrunners know exactly what they're doing. And I do. The problem is my brain doesn't like store that in memory. I have to actively think about that. It doesn't it's not like automatic. Sorry if you hear any noises outside. It's snowing where I'm at, and the plows are active, which is good. We love it when the plows are active because it means we get to drive on roads a bit safer. Comment if you drive a snowplow for like a city or whatever. What should you comment? You should comment Snow Gang. Nope, I did. I had a brain fart. I can't get past the first stage. This is ludicrous. Okay. Focus. Slide to the left. I somehow lost sprint there. Okay, we're gonna do this again. Working this. It's also that I'm not used to the toggle sprint. Toggle sprint isn't my gameplay style, but it's really necessary. I did it too late. That time, I don't know. I just didn't have enough speed. I think the fall damage is stunting me a bit. I need to repress the view. That time, I didn't get the timing right. I think I was too early. But I got here. I mean, this is looking good so far. And nope. Seems I'm also incapable of falling down a hole. Yeah, I really should consistently repress W. I feel like that is part of my issue. I should do it midair. So remember to do the tech. Ladder! That was entirely a ladder moment. But at least I got there. Every trick that we add will make things a lot more difficult. Nope. I was too far forward. I didn't readjust. I knew I was too far forward. Okay, so we have to know what would have happened here. I mean, we all know what happens here. It always happens here. Yep. I'm gonna try something real quick. No, running off, you don't get the distance. You just need to be precise. Why is that harder? It's just it's just how I aim. It's just how I aim. It's how I go to hit these slings. That's the truth is regardless of how I do it, it's barely possible. But you have to hit it as high up as you can. Yeah, we can't readjust midair here. We can readjust here. Noted. Yeah, you need all the speed you can get. And you have to readjust before that if you're going slow. Nope, I forgot the tech. It's not automatic in my head. I can't make it automatic. Just getting that more consistent. Fucking okay. I just have to readjust so the grade equalizer really doesn't equalize as much. Or it shouldn't. Yeah, that the damage sticks through my internal timing off. Can I lock in? I need to get more consistent at this because this is going to save me a lot of time if I can nail it. Like at that rate, I might as well just go for the normal trick. It's possibly good. So a recap is, I realized that we can do this. And if I'm centered properly, I can go just I can go up here. And then that should be faster. So if I can do this in one attempt, rather than doing the normal bang, 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 I can do, like, even if I hit this twice, like, that should be fast enough. But I'm not, I need to not, if I'm strafing, I need to strafe the other way, which is not how I do things like that. That's what I need to do. I need to be able to get up here and then swing early here. I need to aim and swing early. I mean, it's the same principle as it normally is, but it's harder because you're falling faster. So I think I need to just practice this a bit more. Like I can rely on myself manifesting this, but like, see, that time I didn't. I suppose if I miss this jump, no, because if I miss that jump, I'm ramming myself into a pillar. So I have to hit that. I know this is probably kind of boring, but the intricacies of this last little bit, the gauntlet, in order to make it work, is required for record, pretty much. Like you can do the same tricks as my current record, and that's fine. And just clean things up. But in order to get record in the future, like these are going to be like pretty much required. Okay. Just gonna do one full. Yeah, why practice? Like this, I might as well just do the whole run. If I'm gonna do a full practice run, I should just do the full run. You know, and have attempt at, you know, record. Because practice makes perfect. But what good is perfect unless it's record, you know? So we're gonna go for it. So this first one, it's always normal. There is no way you can do this better. I forgot to go up here and reset. Bang. We strafe over here, and we hit the armor stance. The second batch. That means we only ever have to hit that in that area once. We can just move on without having to spend more air time. At this point, I'm just doing the full practice run that I said that I shouldn't do. Okay, good. I didn't want that run to continue. Wait, what? I assume that run is probably invalidated anyways. I think I just had weird no block timing. Yeah, so that time what happened is my sprint died out. Because your sprint loses oomph. That time I did the trick too late. Yeah, it's important that you pause up to do your sprint reset. It's unfortunate. That jump is kind of precise. The jump to the last stretch. Yeah, I don't actually know how long that took exactly. So I'll have to probably go back through the VOD to see if I actually had record. Like that was like I don't think that was record first off because I just spent way too much time fiddling with this stupid armor stand. just that. It's just all it needs to be. But instead, I got caught in like a loop where I was trying to do that, but even if I did, like, I had to 180, and like theoretically I could save it and still get record because I've saved time there. And presumably here. Like here I actually got this pretty quickly and I was happy. Yeah, because you can't, there's no way you can go further. And even if you did, like, you probably wouldn't want that anyways. Yeah, like, you need the height in order to hit it higher. Because you need to hit it when you're higher. That's all that is. That's all that's causing record to be from my grasp. Because you need every little bit of height you can get to get up onto these pillars. Alright, we're gonna go ahead. Gonna go for another chance. Sprint reset can be a bit slow at times, I've noticed. Well, that actually might be record. Like, definitively. I know I was slow and I didn't get the, the tech here. But even so, like, I still got, because that was 4 hits, which one of these hits, it takes up less time than one of those hits. And it was clean throughout, otherwise. So I think that might actually be record. I'll have to go back in the VOD and time it, and if so, I should be, actually properly recording. I mean, like, it's a part of the VOD which is going to exist, and that's fine. But I guess I'll just download my own VOD and then do it. It's complicated. And then submit the isolated run as record. Or I can just do that and just say start at this time. But it's cleaner if I can just take the snippet out of the stream of me doing that run. So but yeah, okay. Well, well, that may be record. I do want to try and keep going and push for this. Because the thing about this is a lot of the time is spent like in the air falling. But here, Now, I'm slightly concerned with this tech being like, oh, you're going up over the sides. Like, yes, but no, because it's more to prevent a situation where you're like going from here to like up over here, right? It's even more egregious at the beginning because technically you can beat the game in like 7 seconds. Because theoretically you can go from here and hit this armor stand and then climb up. That's more of the reason why that rule exists on the speedrunning site. I'm like technically if I strafe wrong, I'm technically over the side. But I strafe back. Like I'm not going like I feel like because my goal is to go straight up. That's what the goal, the ultimate intent is. But as a result of that, I technically go like a pixel over the side, and technically that's not the best for 100% rules stuff. But like theoretically, if I'm strafing right, I don't have to go over the side, and I think that's going to be hard to enforce anyways, because it's kind of hard to tell. Frankly, my intent is to go straight up rather than anything else. So I think it's fine. All right, let's keep doing some attempts. Yeah, that's how my sprint just kind of dipped. And I've been streaming for an hour already. Hasn't felt like it. Hmm. Yeah, I usually do like an hour of, at most, of attempts and stuff, but I've been kind of liking the process of coming up with these new tricks. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm kind of frustrated, but I want to see what how I did on that record. So I'm actually going to call it quits for this stream. But, if you enjoyed and you want to see more streams like this or other content, I'm starting to try and get back into content a bit. I don't know if I'm going to continue like the speedrunning arc that I'm on right now. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.